My friends and I just started a brand new 1.20 Minecraft server, and I wanted to become richer than all of them. My plan was to beat the game and get to end cities as soon as I could, so that I could loot the chests for diamond gear and an elytra. But first, like any Minecraft world, I started by chopping down a tree and then crafting some stone tools. And I just want to say, this might not be the video expected if you've been watching my Super Auto Pets content, but I've been getting kind of bored of it and I've been playing a lot of Minecraft recently, so I decided why not try and make a Minecraft video. I might get back into Super Auto Pets once the 1v1 ranked comes out, but until then I'm probably not gonna make any videos about it, so yeah. But anyway, I want to get boating so that I could find something like a shipwreck, or in this clip I look for lava ravines a lot, even though I don't think they exist as much in 1.20. But I see my friend going for the sugarcane, so I try and take it from him. That's mine, dibs. Oh. Yeah, and I had to mute what he said after I hit him with an axe, but just know that he did not respect the dibs. But we do find a village, and I get a bunch of beds, even though I can't one-cycle the dragon, so I probably took too many. But we do get the iron golem. I will be killing every iron golem I see in a village, because it's free iron. We do get 4, the perfect amount to get a bucket and flint and steel. And I will be using that flint and steel to get some food before heading to sleep.
Oh wait, oh, snooze you lose, man. Snooze you lose.
What? Well, right over the horizon from where I slept was another village, so that means more iron. And then I get to sailing, hopefully finding a lava source of some kind, but I don't. I end up finding a shipwreck, and that is a lot of iron, so I will not have to worry about iron for a long time. Pretty bad chest here, but I do craft. Gosh dang it. Yeah, I somehow crafted another bucket without realizing. And now I want to craft an iron pickaxe, but I realize I don't have any wood for any sticks. So a little bit of swimming later to the shipwreck and back, and I'm able to craft an iron pickaxe. So now with an iron pickaxe and bucket, I'm ready to go to the Nether. I just need to find a lava pool. And a lot of sailing and walking later, I finally find another pool connected to another village. And I'm building my Nether portal here, and you will see in my inventory I have 6 beds. And you will notice that I do not use any of the beds. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. I definitely should have set my spawn point here in case I died, but I don't know why I didn't. I guess maybe I thought I wouldn't die, but yeah, who knows. And with the portal built, still on day 1, I finally get to the Nether, and I need to find 2 things. I need a bastion and a fortress. So I'm just gonna run around until I find one of those. Bastion! Yeah, that's the sound of someone who has been walking around for way too long before finding anything. But I get to looting. Looting 3? Oh my goodness, this beat the runs alive. Yeah, looting 3 was quite lucky, but I kinda fumble a little bit. And the piglin knocks me down from where I wanted to go, so I have to go down this side, which was not preferable. And I don't really know where I'm going, so I just end up going here before blocking myself off, and I could eat in peace before recollecting. And I decided not to go back up there because it was dangerous. So I'm gonna go down here. I see there's a bit of lava. I want to do a manhunt route for this housing bastion, so I build a bridge across the lava so that piglins can walk across later, as you will see right here. And then I want to go break the chest. Or not that chest, the middle chest. And I enter F5 for a little bit, and I don't know if you saw it, because I didn't see it when I was playing, but while editing, I noticed there's a piglin brute falling from who knows where on the side of my screen while in F5, and I did not notice it in time. So the brute hits me when I did not think there were any piglins around, so now I'm panicking because I'm low health, so I block myself in here, and I'm gonna eat and try to kill this brute. So I go for a crit, and... No!
The run is dead, bro. The run is dead.
The run is dead.
The run is dead.
What? I didn't put a bed by my portal?
Are you freaking kidding me?
So yeah, while my friends make fun of me for dying, I have to start by chopping wood again, and then somehow make it back to the bastion. But thank goodness I was recording because I know the codes of my portal, so I could get back there pretty easily. So I made it back to the bastion. Luckily it's not that far, so after just a little bit of walking, it wasn't that bad, especially since we set our spawn by the portal, which is useful because I die again. But that was the last time I died in the bastion, so that's good. Now I just opened the chest, and I could do the regular, or not regular, but the manhunt route for getting all the gold blocks and trading with piglins in a bastion. Although there's not many piglins that are angry at me, which is kind of unfortunate. There's like not any in this room either. So I'm just gonna hope that more come. I break this gold block just to get them angry again, but it is normal difficulty, so that might have something to do with it. But yeah, I make that hole for for piglins to fall in, and then I'm just gonna mine all the gold blocks and hope more fall in there to trade. We do end up getting a decent amount, so it's not that bad, or it might only be 2. But we do get our pearls and a pretty good amount of obsidian, loot that chest, and we get the 20 obsidian. So we are okay to leave now. And then I'm gonna be trying to find a fortress. Couple hundred blocks away, we do end up finding one. And the sad thing is, I use my looting sword to kill that enderman, but as soon as I go into this fortress, it's like I forget all about my looting sword. And it kind of hurt watching back the footage, like how many blazes I didn't kill with looting. I don't even know how I forgot this many times. But yeah, oh well. Oh, I have looting. Yeah, I did realize, thank goodness I realized, because it went so much faster after I killed them with looting. I got like 2 rods from each blaze, which if I had just killed only those blaze with looting, I could have just left right here. But it's okay. We build our portal to go back to the overworld, and I am going to skip some because I did go back to the Nether after throwing the eyes, trying to build another portal to move a little faster, but I am quite bad at that, at estimating where it is, so I'm just going to skip that and instead show the huge amount of ender pearls, or eyes of ender I threw trying to find this stronghold. It's kind of embarrassing how many I threw. But finally, we do find the stronghold, but it is like a 20-minute nav, which is quite bad. This portal room was like in such a hidden spot, but oh well, we eventually find it, and all is okay.
What's that noise?
What is that sound?
I heard that.
I heard that too.
Stupid
Okay.
speedrunner.
Jesus.
Wait, he's already there?
No,
So I'm not quite sure if you could kill the ender dragon with beds in this version, so I didn't bring that many beds. So I'm just gonna kill it normally by breaking all the crystals, and then hitting it when it perches. Although I did leave one, so that was a little bit of a waste. Little scary here. We do hit the MLG with the water bucket, but then I place down my water bucket, planning to climb this tower, and then the dragon hits me, and I'm in the air with no water. Gosh dang it. Oh, I'm so good at this game. Yeah, I don't know why I reacted like that. I've never hit a boat clutch before, so I didn't even think I was gonna make that. I hit another MLG because I get hit by the dragon a lot. And now that all the crystals are broken, it's not that hard of a fight. Just hit it with arrows in the air, and then hit its head when it perches. And with that, the Ender Dragon is dead, and I get all 60 levels, which will be very helpful to let me enchant later on. And usually I go back through this portal to go back to the overworld, but since I want to rush getting rich, I decide to go through the remote, I don't know what it's called, gateway portal. Even though I have 60 levels on me and I really don't want to die, I decide to risk it because I want to find an elytra fast. And also because I didn't mark where the stronghold was, so it would be kind of weird to go to the overworld and have to get back there. But it's okay. We bridged to our first island, Ender Pearl over there, and I'm just hoping there's an end city close. But yeah, we do start seeing the ship, and it was lucky that it was on the first island I went to. So that was nice. I was kind of close there. I did take a lot of damage, but I knew I wasn't going to die. And I just have to be careful for these shulkers, which are so annoying, even with a shield. It's like they keep hitting me somehow. We do get those crazy boots. Like, with mending, that's like almost the perfect pair of boots. I think only Feather Falling 4 could have made it better. But yeah, we do get nice armor from these end cities, and a bunch of diamonds, which is nice. And finally, our elytra. I'm gonna use some of the gunpowder and sugarcane that I've been holding on to get some rockets. And then with the shulker boxes, I could carry everything around on me without needing to like put chests down in a base somewhere. I continue looting this end city, although I do decide to go back to the overworld because I'm low on rockets and I want to get some more gunpowder so that I can make some more and I can go wherever I want. So I'm going back to the overworld, and the first thing I do is flex on my friends with all the stuff I have. Hi Tristan. I also find Ryan again. Oh, who's this? Who's mining trees? I bet it's Ryan. This is my village. I call dibs.
What the fuck? This like 14 million years ago.
Yo, who trapped all the villagers in the well?
Dude, I did not trap them. They're just like that.
Sure, Ryan. Whatever you say. But I needed to mine some obsidian for an enchantment table. Those can't be real cords.
I gave him.
He's gonna be running for hours. Back to being productive, I find this village and I'm trading with the villagers in hopes to get a mending book so that I can put it on my elytra so that it doesn't break. And I politely renovate this villager's home so that I could trade with it easier. And I'm just gonna keep breaking the lectern and putting it back until it gets mending. And quite a while later, it finally happens. However, 38 emeralds for a mending book, that might be the worst deal I've ever seen. I'm pretty sure it could get as low as like 12, so I got completely scammed. But it took so long, I didn't want to try again. But now I get to enchanting, and I could use all the levels that the Ender Dragon gave me to get some good enchantments on my tools and armor. I mainly want Fortune 3, so first I'm going to have to get some lapis because I never got any. I do get looting 3 on my sword. Unfortunately, it's only looting, but still a good enchant. And then I'm gonna try to get some good pickaxes. I do get a bunch of good ones and Fortune 3, so that's kind of all I want from enchanting. So I'm gonna break that because I'm out of levels. And now I'm gonna try to get Unbreaking 3 from a villager. Eventually we get Unbreaking 2, but it's fine, we'll just buy 2 books. And then we'll combine it all in an anvil, and then put the book on my elytra to make it last longer and to make it repairable. After being so productive, I decide to mess with my friend for a little bit.
If you burn one of them, I'm gonna be mad.
Oh, careful! It's gonna burn!
Hey! Stop!
I then start linking a couple of nether portals, one to my friend David's house, and this might be the most precise portal ever.
This is a perfect nether portal.
And then I make one to the stronghold so we could get to the end easily. And then I mine some diamonds for my friend. Alright, I think you get 50% of the cut, right?
Because what?
Because I have the fortune.
Because we're married?
That's all of them. Here, wait, take some more diamonds. I'll keep 6.
Oh wow, what a
Yeah, I'm glad that you decided that for yourself.
I think there should be some tax.
I didn't ask for it.
Yeah, and after taxing my friend for a service that he didn't even ask for, this is probably karma. What?! Here's a little end city looting montage. And while returning home, I decide that I've been quite mean to Micah, so I do give him first or second dibs on the loot because I do get first dibs, obviously. But there's a bunch of good stuff. I give some stuff to Ryan too, and then this looks bad, but he asked for coal, so I give him coal. And then Ryan died in the end, so I retrieve his stuff and give it back to him. And then while returning home, I run into this situation. I'm gonna die. That's awkward. Hopefully my stuff's still there. It could have all burnt. I lost my looting 3, that's annoying. Oh, and my pickaxe. But the loss isn't that bad since I have a bunch of end city loot. So I finally choose a place to live, marking it with a crafting table and chest, and then make my nether portal, which looks pretty decent. And then on the other side, I connect my nether portal to everyone else's. Oh, I intercepted someone's thing. I then went over to Micah's house to offer some more end city loot. You want first dibs on anything?
Sure, I'll take a gander.
Actually, wait, I get first dibs. You get second dibs.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I forgot that I didn't really look
anything.
through.
I wasn't gonna say anything though. All right, thank you.
Yeah. And then we started digging a tunnel to David's portal.
Oh, another rack. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Ah!
You could tell me what kind of bastion this is. Actually, wait.
It's
You
the loot bastion.
don't even know the kinds.
It's the loot bastion.
Wait, how'd you know?
I guessed. Dude, I literally watched one video earlier today that like mentioned like there are different types of bastions.
Wait, that's low-key impressive. We finished our share of the tunnel, and then we made it to David's house, and I gave him some stuff, because I haven't given him anything yet. Alright, here's the kelp. You could take whatever. I then started mining a bunch of iron, because I needed enough for a beacon, so that I could put a beacon down at my raid farm, so that I could AFK it and not die of hunger. So I just went around looking for caves. In no way. It's okay, it's not like that happened again. There's no way that killed me. Yeah, maybe I should like learn how to fly better. Or I should have gotten feather falling on my boots earlier. But I found this nice mountain with a bunch of iron on it, so I mined there for a while. And then I smelted it all. I didn't have enough at this point, but I got the rest later. You need like 2.5 stacks of blocks, and this is only about like 2 stacks of blocks. I then started making an enderman farm. I probably should have made this earlier since it's really useful once you have mending to repair anything like pretty much instantly, but better late than never, so I started making it. Named my enderman Pumpkin. Pumpkin is such a good word. Might be one of my favorites. But yeah, this clip of unleashing the enderman, I can't explain to you how that felt. It was kind of weird. But now the enderman farm was functional, so that meant easy enchanting and repairing anything with mending, which is really nice. We probably should have built this a little bit earlier. I get a perfect sword, which I also name Pumpkin because why not? And with some mending books from my friend, my sword now has everything that I could want on it, except maybe another upgrade, but that'll come later. Next, I need to get some wither skeleton skulls so I can summon the wither, since I have all the iron blocks but not the beacon yet. Yes! Yes, skull number 2. Yes. I will say, my luck wasn't that great with the skulls, but it doesn't matter, we got them. I do make a Smite 5 sword before summoning the Wither, which is probably a little bit overkill, but I thought if I would summon more Withers later on, it would be nice to have a sword that killed it fast. So, yeah, this Wither fight, pretty fast. I kinda didn't expect it to be this easy, but I guess Smite 5 is quite powerful. But we get the Nether Star, so we can make the beacon, and then I go check out my friend's creeper farm, which he had been wanting to build for a while, which makes gunpowder, which is very useful for rockets. I'm gonna take half a stack. Yeah, I kinda took that even though my friend had been AFKing it, but it's okay, he probably didn't notice. I captured some sheep for my base because it's always nice to have wool readily available before doing a little bit of material collecting for the raid farm, and then doing some netherite mining with the TNT, some beds, and also just some strip mining. I feel like strip mining was the best. It was just so easy and I didn't really have to worry about durability that much. But anyway, we make the beacon and then I use it to insta-mine some blocks because I'm gonna need a lot of blocks for the raid farm. So I choose stone because it's easy. It also looks like okay and it's easy to get a bunch of. And finally with haste 2, we are able to insta-mine stone. It feels so good once you're able to do this. Sadly, I wasn't able to mine deep slate, but that's okay, stone will do. Another important part of a raid farm is the villagers, and I had not collected any yet, so from a village near my house, I boated some over to my base and rehomed them. And using boats and then using like a workstation is actually pretty easy to move them, because they just follow the workstation as long as you put it close enough and they have line of sight, so it wasn't too much of a hassle. And after a bit of walking with the villager, we finally get the first one in the new home. And I just repeat that for a second villager, and then we could get infinite villagers. However, with their new home, it had a couple of problems. No, zombie villager. Well, how did that one get out? And how did this one get in? Oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, maybe their home had a couple of problems, but I probably should have taken the time to figure out how the villager got out, and not only how the zombie got in. But it's okay, we make a little new home for the sheep, and then when trying to get the sheep out of the boat, I decide I don't need to turn on hitboxes because it's pretty clear. Gosh dang it, I killed a sheep. What is the hitbox on that boat? When I was playing, I remembered getting 6 sheep and wondered why there were only 5, but now while editing the footage, I realize. I then visited Ryan's house, which had a cool villager trading hall. Finally, I make storage for my base. I've been using the shulker boxes in the 1 or 2 chests in the middle for way too long. I come up with this design because I want to waterlog all my chests so that if a creeper comes and explodes, it won't blow up all the chests and leave a big mess. And after a lot of time sorting all of my items, I finally have it all sorted into a nice place with no more shulkers in the middle. I then started looking for a spot for my raid farm. It needed to be in an ocean with like 6 chunks on each side, so eventually I found an ocean big enough, and I built a portal so that I could eventually get back here. But since it was quite far away, I did want the portal on the nether roof, so I did get to the roof, but sinking portals is quite annoying, so I had to make like a ton of portals. So this one is to get to my house, but I built it on my house portal, and that meant I couldn't connect back because my portal already had a synced portal, so I had to build one a little further away from my house to connect to the roof. Which worked out because it was nice to have 2 different portals, and it wasn't even that far away. So then my nether portal shows up in the nether, I have to break it, and then I have to go back on the nether roof to then place another portal at the new portal's cords so that I could go sync them together. So yeah, after breaking the old one, I make the new one, and finally it should work. And now that I had easy access to the nether roof, I went and built a portal to the raid farm on the nether roof so that it could connect and I could fly easily there and back since it was like probably 1,000 blocks away. So I connect this up and then I go looking for a pillager outpost because to get the farm working, you do need the bad omen effect. So I built a portal here and then connected it up to the nether roof again so that I could fly to the pillager outpost and then to the raid farm whenever I wanted to use it. And now that I had everything connected up with portals, I could actually get the villagers over there. Maybe I should have looked for a village near the raid farm, but instead I decided to use the villagers at my base and transport them over, since I thought it would be pretty easy because of the nether roof being really flat. I could just like boat them across. So after building a little trap in the nether and getting them all in boats, did take a little bit to get them through portals. Whenever they're not in boats, it's kind of hard to control them. But eventually, I do get all the villagers into the Nether and on the roof, and then I just have to punch them across. It's like 1,000 blocks of punching, and this one I boated. It took like 20 minutes total, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when all you're doing is punching a boat, it does get quite boring. But I get all the materials I collected for the raid farm, and I could finally start building it. So I'm just going to show a couple clips. I didn't record a lot of it because it was like 4 a.m. or something like that. I stayed up till like 6 a.m. building this farm. I was not in a good mood because I wanted to go to sleep, but I also wanted to finish it so bad, so I just stayed up until I kind of finished it. It wasn't great. But now that the raid farm was built, I could get the villagers inside the tunnel. Was probably my favorite part. Actually, no, this is my favorite part. You put them in the little hole and then you break the dirt beneath them and they fall perfectly into their little villager pod. So satisfying seeing them land in and being completely safe. So yeah, we cover back up and then we gotta do that for 4 of the villagers. Going back to get the other villagers now, but How did that kill me? Yeah, 4 a.m. me wasn't very happy about that, but that wasn't even that bad because this is quite a bit worse. I get that villager in, and on the last villager, this happens. Oh, wait, what? Apparently I had built something wrong with these villager pods, so there was a glass block here when there shouldn't have been, and the villager got caught on that and died, so I had to get another villager, boat it all the way back over, and then put it back in the slot. And though it took a bit, I did do it. I built some other parts of the farm that I still hadn't completed yet, like that ladder and the beacon, and then I put regeneration on it. And then I got to testing the farm, which involves hitting this armor stand. It turns out I did a lot of things wrong, but I wasn't quite sure why, so I downloaded a test server to figure some of them out. The first thing I realized is that my sword had fire aspect on it, which you're not supposed to have, so that was one problem. That was an easy fix. But I found out that my villager pods were different than the ones in the world download, which I thought I had followed the tutorial like exactly, but it turns out I had messed up somehow on a bunch of them, so went on to fix that. But I felt good after I actually found a problem. And this, I remember water destroyed a little bit of my redstone, and I thought I had fixed it all, but apparently it had destroyed this, and I don't even know how useful that is to get the farm working, but I fixed it anyway, so I was pretty hopeful. I got the bad omen effect, and after flying back, I tested the farm again. I did get the raid, which was a little bit promising, however that kind of happened every time, so not necessarily a good sign. But yeah, we climb up the ladder, we sneak into this, and I turn on an auto clicker to hit the armor stand. And finally pillagers show up. It's actually working. I've never been so happy to see pillagers before, but it does actually work, and it works really fast. Like the XP you get is faster than an Enderman farm, I'm pretty sure, because pillagers probably drop more XP than an Enderman. But yeah, this is not even that much longer later. I mean, I do have 100 XP levels, but I actually got that pretty quickly. But yeah, these chests are like completely full. Even the emerald chest is pretty full. I get enough for a lot of blocks. And while I'm going home, my friend asked me to get her items because she died, and I didn't have any shulker boxes on me, so I just had to carry the best stuff and offered to refund the rest later. But yeah, give her a totem of undying so that she doesn't die, and on the way home I actually end up popping mine, so good thing I had it on me. So then I started looking for netherite upgrades and bastions, because last time I used it, I used my last one somehow. I don't even know how I forgot to save one, but yeah. I'm quite far away in the nether, and I don't feel like flying back, so I just put all my stuff in an ender chest and let the ghast and skeletons kill me. Kinda feels good to just not care about dying like this. Even though I had 85 levels, the raid farm is so fast that it pretty much doesn't matter at all. I craft up some more netherite upgrades, and I remember to save one in the chest so that I don't accidentally use them all. But after that, I could upgrade my pants to netherite and my new sword that I used for the raid farm. Now that the raid farm is done, I start collecting materials for an iron farm that I want to build. So yeah, mining obsidian, very fun. and I decided to build the iron farm here. It's pretty close to my house, and it doesn't actually take that many materials, so besides from the obsidian, it was pretty cheap to make. It basically uses a lot of obsidian to make nether portals, so when iron golems spawn from the villagers, they spawn in the nether portal and immediately get transported to the nether, so another one can start spawning immediately. So yeah, we built another killing chamber for it. Looks actually pretty nice. But yeah, there's no villagers in it, so it's not going to work yet. This farm also needs zombies, so I start collecting some zombies. However, it's quite hard because they keep trying to hit me and then falling into the water somehow. Like, I thought I was safe with getting 2 zombies here, but when I back up, they both just jump in the water for no reason. Like, I don't even know how their pathfinding makes them want to do that. But yeah, we get this zombie. It is quite passive, and we trap it in completely so it can't fall in the water and turn into a drowned, and we do get it in. I need one more zombie on the other side. Yeah, that one decides to fall in, but I learned my lesson, and this one is easily trapped. I plan ahead a little bit and build a railway system, but I decide I want to do something else, so I go looking for a ribbed armor trim. I do get it eventually, but this blaze just happens to be there, and yeah. There's no way. Yeah, that was quite unlucky that the one spot that the blaze sets on fire is the exact spot that the armor trim was in, but a couple chests later we do get the second one, so it was about 30 chests for 2 armor trims, a little bit below average, but not bad. And then I decided I want to go for the silence armor trim, which looks the best in my opinion. So I asked my friend if he has any ancient cities that he knows about, and there's one right under his base. So I start by breaking the shriekers because I know those are the ones that spawn the wardens, but my shovel is way too slow, so I go and get a hoe with efficiency so that I can break them faster before looting some chests. And maybe I was doing it wrong, but I spawned a ton of wardens, like a ton of them. It was quite scary actually. I've never been in an ancient city before, and I've never dealt with a warden in survival, and just hearing them come out of the ground was so scary, and then the blindness effect, you don't know where you're going. Especially when you're close to them and it plays the heart beating sound, that is just terrifying. We do get a ward armor trim, but that's not the one I'm looking for. And then this warden somehow sees me, or hears me, I don't even know, smells me maybe, and it starts shooting these sonic beams at me. I decide that I'm gonna try to kill it because I have a totem of undying and a couple notch apples, so I go in for it. But when I get closer, it's just a wall, so I'm not sure where it actually is. It's shooting sonic beams at me through the wall. I don't know what's happening, so I decide to just run away. I end up just shifting in this little spot, hoping that I don't make any noise, and so it cannot hear me and it will stop. And luckily the blindness effect goes away and I can run away. Yeah, I wasn't really sure how to loot these ancient cities, so I ended up just running in, breaking the shrieker, and then opening the chest, which might not have been the best way. I probably should have brought like wool or something to block the shrieker so that I didn't spawn a warden every single time I open a chest. But it's okay because with an elytra you can just fly away and then hover in the sky, and it's not that bad. For every single warden that I've spawned, I just fly away from it because it's so easy. But for some reason with this warden, I decided to just hold shift because it can't hear me, right? And it's smelling me, but I thought it couldn't see me because it has no eyes. But that definitely should have been a warning sign when it does that, because yeah, it definitely heard or something, I don't even know. And I knew wardens were powerful, but that thing just shredded me. So after seeing how much damage it did when I had netherite armor on, I was kinda careful when getting my items back. Half of them landed up on that ledge, and the rest of them landed on the floor. However, I was way too scared and it took way too long. even though I had like, I think I brought like a whole row of Totem of Undyings. But I wait too long and my items just despawn in front of my eyes. And after going down to check, yeah, they definitely despawned. So even though that was sad, I go back to my villagers so that I could get enough for my iron farm. And look at that one in the bottom right, it just like does not move. So because I lost all of my, not all, but most of my netherite stuff, I decided to go mining for some more. And yeah, strip mining is just so much easier. You eventually get a lot, and then I have to enchant my diamond gear. But finally, I could upgrade it all to netherite. And now that I have rib armor trims, I decide that, you know, maybe I shouldn't go for silence. Rib probably isn't that bad after all. And I decide to upgrade all my armor with amethyst or purple rib armor trim. And I will say, it's not that visible, but it definitely does look pretty nice. I do like the purple on the purpley netherite armor, because my favorite color is purple. And I try out the Swift Sneak enchantment, and I go so fast. I've never used it before, but it surprised me how fast it was. So I decided to get Soul Speed 3 on my boots, so I could test how fast I could go in the nether. And you go so fast. It's like, you forget that you're holding shift while you're running that fast, because that's like faster than running normally is. But after getting my perfect armor, I decide to load in the villagers to the farm. I did get enough, I think I had like 14, so that was enough to get 12 and leave 2 to keep reading. But yeah, I just had to get all the villagers in their pits. I think there was 3 in each of them, so yeah, little dropping montage. And with them all in, I break my final blocks that I used to build the farm, and it was done. I mean, I had seen some iron golems spawning near the farm, so I knew it was working at least a little bit. But when I went to the nether, I was kind of surprised at how well it was working. Like, there were already a bunch of iron golems, and a bunch of iron was in there, despite it just being like a couple minutes since some of the villagers were in there. But I AFK for a little bit to see how much it makes me, and I don't remember how long I was AFKing, but it couldn't have been more than like 30 minutes. And I get a bunch of iron. So yeah, with the iron farm built, the last thing for me to do is to decorate my base up a little bit. So I make it look nice because a lot of my friends were leaving the server and not many other people were playing. So I kind of was getting bored of it, but I decided if I wanted to leave, I wanted my base to at least look a little bit nice. And I didn't add too much stuff, but I was pretty proud of how it looked. I thought it looked quite decent. But yeah, after making my base, even though it wasn't finished, I decided I was done with this server, and yeah, that's it. And as I said before, this is my first time making a Minecraft video, so some things might not have been perfect, but if you made it this far, I appreciate that you clicked on the video and gave it a chance. I read all my comments if you want to leave one, but besides that, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a nice day. See ya!